Hey everybody. So today we're going to go over the Tuscarora number one. This is going to be a pretty short one because there's not a lot of things to go in here. I was trying to go over this phantom it that shows up in sentences, Tuscarora sentences a lot. However, the problem with this is I don't really have good explanations for why it is not in the sentence. I found explanations in the grammar. I haven't compiled all of them for the examples that I have. But there's I know that it says that you don't have to put the dummy object there. Like if you're using it, you don't have to put that in there. But I know that there's better reasons for this. At least in these examples, there's always a reason because this all is centered around the same verb, k, which means to see. So I'm trying to understand that right now. I don't have that ready yet, so I can't really continue with this, but I feel like it's important to understand how to create a verb because that's going to be extremely important for translating content. The other thing I wanted to say is that I'm very excited because I did find a long-running Tuscarora text. There's 40 different Tuscarora stories and texts that were compiled by the same linguist who did the dictionary, Blair Roods. And that has a lot of text in there. There's a couple variations in it of speakers. So I'll definitely be going through some of those stories later on as I get to know more of this language. But I want to understand the basics first and go through the grammar and start to at least be able to build simple, short sentences first. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Okay, so we are going to be going through Tuscarora 1, which is, I made this a few weeks ago, and I had to edit it just now because there's some areas of this that need some extra explanation. Okay, so we have here in Tuscarora, we've got the word for hi, which sounds something like twin. Right, you can kind of think of if you're saying hi to your twin, right? You would say chwet. And this is a stop in the middle of the word, so it's they call it a gloss stop. It's essentially the uh-oh. It's that pause, uh-oh. Or if you've ever studied Polynesian languages and you're familiar with the Okina in Hawaiian, or that apostrophe that they put in between vowels, that also can signify that same exact sound, right? That pause, right? And I broke the words up because Tuscarora is an extremely polysynthetic language, so the words are constructed sort of long, and the only way to really understand it is to break it down part by part. Okay, so what I've done here today is, because I know quas means good, because I memorized an example, wakwas, which means it's good, or it also means good job. And I also know thutasakwas because I made a TikTok video and it's stuck in my head because of that video. So, and I also know that the adjective goes after the nouns in this language because I just made a presentation on Tuscarora last week for my other YouTube channel. So I can tell you that thutesa is definitely morning. Okay, so thutesa. So imagine you're saying good morning to your friend Teresa, right? Thutesa quest. Okay, thutesa quest, and then thutesa quest. So if I were to ask you how to say good morning, how would you say that? Thutesa quest. Okay, how would you say hi, good morning? Chwet. Yeah, chwet. Thutasakwas. Okay. Now the word for afternoon is thenera. Thenera. Okay. This means afternoon. Let me see if this saves. It might not, because of the period might not allow it to save. No, it didn't save. Okay. No worries. Just extra programming I gotta do. Okay, so fe. So tenera. Okay. Tenera. Tenera. This is similar to the in and hint, sort of. But it's a little bit more nasal than that. So you have to, you put that nasal sound in there. So you have to kind of hold your nose like you do if you're speaking French. So the. So why do I keep saying the? Tenera. Tenera. Okay? Tenera. So tenera quest, right? Tenera quest. Tenera quest. Good afternoon, okay? Tenera quest. Now we're going to talk about Tuscarora's way to ask how you are doing. Okay, literally means, are you at peace? And to say that you're fine, you say, I am at peace. Okay, so the key is I. Okay, that the key, that k, is the first person singular pronoun in Tuscarora. So Kiskin, 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 ne. Kiskin, ne. Kiskin, yeah. Kiskin, ne. Kiskin, ne. Okay. Oskin, Oskin, ne. Yeah, Oskin. Oskin, ne. Oskin, ne. Huh? Oskin, ne. Oskin, ne. Okay. Oskin, 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 Oskin. So how would you say, hi, how are you? In Tuscarora. Twin. Oskin. Twin. Oskin. Twin. Oskin. And this you'll get used to this as you speak it more. Because for even me personally, I'm having a lot of trouble with this because I'm not used to putting nasal sounds in the middle of words like that, followed by glottal stops. It's quite different. All of the sounds in this language, pretty much all of them exist in English, but it can be difficult because of where these sounds are going. Like we would never have a eh after. It's just, yeah. Tenera quest. So to respond to Oskin, you would say Kiskin. Okay. Kiskin. Oskin. Kiskin. All right, so let's start again. So I'm gonna say good morning to you. I'm gonna say good morning. How are you? And I want you to say I am at peace. Okay. Thute sa quest. Askene. And you respond Kiskene. Okay. So Kiskene. Askene. 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 Kiskene. Okay, and now I'm going to ask you, I'm going to say, hey, good afternoon, how are you? And I want you to say that you're good. Okay? Twin. Nera quest. Askene. Kiskene. Alright? Twin. Food to quest. Twin. twitten, twit, twin, twit, twitten, twitten, twin, tenera quest, askene, kiskene. Right? So we have these. Nawes. Okay. Nawes. Nawes. Quint s. Quint s. Okay. Quint s is also very similar to the negative form for this, for like in general, right? If you're negating something, if you're saying I'm not this, it's not this, we're not blah blah blah. Okay, it's very similar. Quintess, not wins. Okay, and then wa is basically more or less a prefix. It's more or less a prefix for it. Like, waku, it's chasing me. Waquest, it's good. Wahsire, it's bad. Okay, Saint, it's bad. So it kind of sounds like Jose. Like if you imagine your friend Jose is bad, right? Wahsire, it's supposed to be together, but I broke it up because it's the only way that you can really understand the breakdown of the word, like the boundaries of the words, so you can see like where one ends and where the next one begins. Okay. So I'm gonna say thank you. I'm gonna ask you how you're doing. I'm gonna say good afternoon. How are you? I'm fine. And then say thank you. And then I'll tell you you're welcome. Okay. So let's start. Tenera quest. Askene. Kiskene. Nyawe. And I'll respond chit. Okay. Nyawe. Kiskene. Kiskene. Nyawe. Thank you. Nyawe. Thank you. Chit. All right. Now I'm going to tell you. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. Good job. Okay? I'm going to say yes. Good job. And I want you to say thank you, and I'm going to say you're welcome. All right? Nawes. Waquest. Nyawe. Chit. Okay. Now we have wahsire, right? So your friend Jose is bad. Okay. Wahsire. Okay. No, it's bad. Quint s. Wahsire. Wahsire. Okay. Quintess. Wahsire. So I'm going to say it's bad and you say no. Okay. I'm going to say that it's bad and then you respond quintess. Okay. Wahsire. Quintess. Now you say it's bad and I'll respond quintess. I'll respond quintess. So this will have a vowel. This will have an eh. This will have an in. This will have an in. And the second one is a eh. Regular eh. Okay. So you say it's bad. Okay. Wahsire. It's bad. Wahsire. Quintess. Quintess. Okay. Quintess. Kachi. Hey, Kachi. Kachi. Nice. Kachi. Yes, come here. What fit? What fit? Okay, so what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna tell you to come here. I'm gonna tell you to come here, and you say yes. And then when you come over here, I'm gonna say go. I'm gonna say hand it to me, go. Kana quit. Kana quit. Okay. I'm gonna ask you to come here. You're gonna say yes. And then I'm gonna ask you to hand it to me. And then I'm gonna tell you to go. Okay? So here we go. Kachi. 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 Na ways. Na ways. Kanakwe. Kanakwe. You hand it to me. What fit? What fit? What fit? Okay. What fit? What fit? All right, let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna say, come here. You say yes, and you say yes and come here. And then I'm gonna ask you to hand it to me, kanakwe, and then I'm gonna tell you to go. All right. Or we could switch it up, right? So you tell me to come here, and I'll respond, yes, I'm coming, and then I'll go, and then you tell me to hand it to you, and then you tell me to leave, right? Kachi. Na wes. Kachi. Na wes. Now how would you tell me to hand it to you? Kanakwe. 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 What fit? What fit? What fit? Okay. What fit? Now I want you to tell me to hand it to you, and then I'm gonna tell you thank you, and then you tell me you're welcome. Okay. Kanakwe. All right. So I hand it to you. Kanakwe. Okay, I handed it to you. Nya. Now tell me thank you. Nyawe. Nyawe. Che. Che. You're welcome. You're welcome. De nada. De nada. De rien. I'm just being silly right now. All right. Che. Nya. Nyawe. Okay. Now, all of this stuff, it's a little bit beyond, but we can go over it anyway. Okay, and we'll wrap up. We'll wrap up with this. I think that's all we have. Oh yeah, I don't know. Is something actually. I don't know. Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff here. So tawe te means what? Okay. Tawe te. No. Ques. So ques means no. Ques means no, and ques means not. Okay. So I'm gonna say, what did you say? And I want you to say I don't know. But first, tawe te is what? Tawe te. What? Tawe te. What? And that it's the same It's the same that is right here in asking. So I'm going to ask you how you're doing, and I want you to say what, okay? Asking, hey. Asking, hey. Tawe te. All right. So say, Hasire. wahsire, wahsire. What did you say? Tawete, wahsire. Tawe, tawete, wahsire, wahsire, re, wahsire, wahsire, wahsire. What? Ki, re. So the re, and we're gonna do a little bit of extra. We're gonna do a little bit of extra editing here. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of extra editing here, so we know that this is it. We know that this is pretty much gonna be you in this case. Re is to say. We know that re is to say. We're gonna do that. I don't really know how to break this up. I'm not sure. Neri. I don't really know much about this. I know that neri means to know, but I don't know where it cuts off because we have the k sound is I. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now until I know more about it. I mean, I could just look at the grammar real quick, but I don't have it on this computer. This is a recording computer. Okay. So now we know re. We know that re means to say. Okay. So tawete wahsire. This should be easier to say. Okay. And this wahsi, it's got to be you. Okay. So tawete wahsire. And this probably refers to the it. Like, what did you say? Like, what is the thing that you said? Okay, that wa is like an indefinite thing. Like, that refers to the thing. Like, what did you say? What is the thing that you said? Okay, so tawete wahsire. Okay, so re is to say. Re. And if you want to say you said, this just means like you said something. Okay. Wa ki re. And you know that ki is I. Okay. Ki is I, or the conjugation for I. So wa ki re. Alright. So we know the tawete is what? Okay. Tawete wahsire. Now if you want to say I don't know, then this quest is the same quest that's in quest. Quest is not. Okay? Or no. Quest is not. Quest is no. Okay? If you go back up here and you look at that, quest. And no. Okay? So I'm gonna say come here. I'm gonna say come here. What did you say? And then I want you to say I don't know. Okay. Before we do that, we're gonna break this one down here. So neri, nerik, nerik. I don't know. Okay. Nerik, akin nerik, akin nerik. Okay. Akin nerik. So I'm gonna say come here. I'm gonna say come here. What did you say? And I want you to respond I don't know. Quince. I can't, Eric. Okay. No worries if you're not perfect. Just practice, okay? Because practicing is better, okay? It's better than nothing. At least you're speaking the language from day one, all right? We're literally speaking Tuscarora right now. We're not just looking at notes. We're not just murmuring. Studying things. We are actively speaking this language out right now. We've been speaking Tuscarora since the beginning of this lesson, okay? Choi to the quest askene kiskene nahues kiskene nyawe. Okay, walk quest everybody, walk quest. Okay, everyone's doing a great job. Walk quest. Okay, walk quest quest wase. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, quest wase. Is that what you say? It's not bad. Quest wase. Quest wase. Okay, remember Jose, your friend Jose is bad. Okay, your friend Jose is bad. I'm sorry, Jose. For any Jose's that are listening, I'm so sorry. So wahsire. Wahsire. Okay, so now we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you to come here. What did you say? And I want you to respond, I don't know. Okay? Kachi. Kachi. Tawente wahsire. Kachi. Tawente wahsire. Kachi. Kachi. Tawente wahsire. Kachi. Tawente wahsire. Quis akeneric. Quis akeneric. Quis akeneric. Okay? Quis akeneric. Quis akeneric. Alright? Tawente wahsire. How would you say I don't know? Quis akeneric. Akeneric. Okay? Quis akeneric. Alright? Tawente wahsire. Tawente wahsire. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you. Now I'm gonna say, what did you say? And I want you to say, I said, and then just add something after it. Okay, anything. You could put an English word there, or you could say Tuscarora. You could say, I said good morning. How about that? That'd be perfect. How about that? We're gonna do, I'm gonna ask you, remember Tuscarora. Or if you want to keep it simple, you could say thutesa, or tenere, if you want to practice the more words, okay? Kachi. Tawente wahsire. Tawente wahsire. Kachi. Wakire tenera. What did you say? I said afternoon. Okay. Kachi. Tawente wahsire. Wakire tenera. 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 Okay? Tenera. I'm going to go ahead and skip this because I don't really know. We don't have anything to say this for. Alright. So we're going to close this lesson out with, there is more in here, I think. Not really. But we're going to close this lesson out. We're going to do this quick reference, alright? Or actually, we could do some of these drills, okay? Thank you. Yeah, wait. Come here. Kachi. I don't know. Or we can say, better yet, we could say no, I don't know. Quis akeneric. Okay? Quis akeneric. No, I don't know. Wahquest. How would you say bad job? Wahquest is a good job. Remember your friend Jose? Wahsire. Someone says meow it to you. How do you respond to this? Che. Okay? Che. If you want someone to approach you, how would you say that? How would you tell somebody to come here? Kachi. Okay. Kachi. Okay? Do you remember hare? Hare is to say, right? Hare is to say. Okay, if you didn't hear what somebody said, you want to say, what did you say, right? Hare is to say, okay? Wahre. Wahsi. You, okay? You in this context. Wahsi. Even though it's really just a C, but wahsi. Tawente. Yeah, tawente. Wahsire. Okay? Tawente wahsire. You want to say goodbye. We didn't practice this. We didn't do this one. Okay? So to say goodbye, Inf, inf, can, inf, can. Inf, yeah. Inf, can. Inf, can. Inf, can. And if you're having trouble with this nasal, you could just hold your nose like you would in French when you're saying eh. You could just say eh, 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 eh. It's kind of like whenever your parents might be like eh. It's kind of like literally the exact same sound. I don't know if everybody's parents do that, but yeah, you might say eh. To try to get a child to stop doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, right? Eh. So, inf, can. Inf, can. Inf, can. Inf, can. Okay. So now let's go ahead and try. We're gonna go down this way. Okay. I'm gonna say hi. How are you doing? I want you to respond, I'm fine, thank you, and then I'll respond, you're welcome, and then I'm gonna ask you what you said. What did you say? And I want you to say I don't know, and then we're both gonna say goodbye, and then we'll close this out. Okay. So, twant, askin, heh. How would you say that you're good? Kiskan, Nyawe. How would you say I'm fine, thank you? Or I'm good, thank you? Kiskan, Nyawe. Alright, I'll respond to you. Che. Okay? Che. Now ask me what I said. Because you don't know what I said. Ask me what I said, and I'll respond what I said. Tawente, wahsire, tawente, wahsire. Okay, and as a matter of fact, well, let's finish. I don't know. Okay, quince akin nerik. Quince akin nerik. Okay, quince akin nerik. All right, now let's say goodbye to each other. Inf, can. Okay, now I want to do this because I didn't even, I forgot that I put this up here. All right, so this is, I said, good job. What did you say? Good job. Yes. And we can replace this with nyawe because this is not a good response for that. Okay. So I'm gonna say that I said yes, and then you're gonna ask me what did I say, and I'm gonna tell you what I said, and then I want you to say, thank you. All right. Wahsire, wahquast. Wahsire, okay. Oh. Wahquast. How would you say? What did I say? What did you say? Tawente wahsire. Tawente wahsire. Wakire. Wakire wahquast. Wakire wahquast. I said, good job. Wakire wahquast. Nyawe. Nawes. Nyawe. Nawes. Nyawe. Nyawe. Okay. Nawe. Alright. So I am going to, this is the end of the lesson, by the way. We're done. I am going to edit this because I gotta break down those things at the end of the lesson so that people understand a little bit better. Pretty sure that Neri is good. Then we're gonna go back up here and break down. Not this. Where is that? There it is. Okay. Wahsire wahquest. Tawete wahsire. Okay. Wahsire, so that you can see it easy. Because if you break it down where the word boundaries are, you'll be able to master this a lot faster. And then you just put it together. As long as you remember that in Tuscarora, because it's a polysynthetic language, meaning that long words are the appropriate. Like, there's not really a way. Most Native American languages have a way to like break down words and like use them individually, like Lenape or Nahuatl, right? They have ways to like break down the words so that you can use them individually, like English, like how we have a separate word for everything. We have a separate lemma for everything. They usually have a way to do that, but they also have ways to make really long words like that. In this language, they don't do that. So the only way to do this, the only way to speak it is, or the only way to make it easier is to break down what we have, where we know the boundaries are. And I know how to do that. Or at least, I mean, for this language, I know how to do that so far. So I will try to break these down for you so that as we go through these lessons so that you can understand this, okay? So, wahsire wahquest. No, wahsire wahquest. Nyawe for being here today. I hope that everybody can say kiskene, like for how they're doing today. And I hope that you all, how do you say go? I know that kachi means to go, but something wathe. I hope that everybody can wathe very well and have a good night. So now the last thing we're going to say now is we're just going to say bye-bye, and that's going to be it. So